Hello everybody, we are going to start a brand new series today, and this series is about me converting a Knight amplifier from the 50s into a Fender Deluxe, which was made in the 50s as well. Some of you may know that Knight was a direct competitor to Heathkit and had a bunch of do-it-yourself kits, and I think this is one of them. I've been trying to figure out which model this is, and I just haven't been able to figure that out. I believe it's a 10-watt amplifier, but I don't really know. I don't really care because I'm going to convert it into something else. I'm going to convert it into a Fender Deluxe. So let's just take a walk through what we have here, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do next. So right here, you have your rectifier tube. All right? This is your 5Y3 right there. Okay? Here's your electrolytics right here. We know those are bad. Over here is your transformer. Over here, we have a pair of 6V6s. Okay? Which are your output tubes. And then over here I have a complement of 3 tubes. I have a 6SN7GT right here, a pair of those, and a 6SL7GT. Okay? You'll notice that the preamp out here, preamp in, so I imagine this thing was used for a stereo system, or part of a stereo system. And it's got some kind of tuner wire, or hole, which there's nothing there obviously, so something happened. But most notably, I've got the chicken feet knobs on this thing, which is very classic for a Fender amp. So I've already got those, which is great. And I've got a volume, bass, and treble. I've got a green jewel dial light or indicator light, and I've got my on-off switch. Okay. Over here, I have my output transformer, and I'm going to have to replace that. Obviously, we'll talk more about that in a second. So that's what I've got on the top. And then let's talk a little bit more. I don't know what happened there. My camera cut out. But anyway, you've got the transformer right here. This is the way that I got the this amplifier. You see this wire? This wire is sold. There's no insulation on it. So as you can imagine, there was no plugging this thing in. But let me show you what's going on the bottom, and then we'll figure out what the game plan is with this thing. So I'll be right back. If you look at the bottom here, you'll see that there's really not a lot. There's an input, a 1/4 inch input, and these are your tube sockets, okay, right here. Here's your transformer, and here's your output transformer coming in. And you've got just a couple of caps. You've got your potentiometers right here, your pilot lamp, and your on-off switch. Nothing special. Here's your electrolytics right here. Really nothing special here. So my plan is going to be to turn this into a guitar amp, right? So of course, when you think about guitar amps, what do you think of? You think of Fender. That's really the classic stuff. So here's what I'm going to do, and I'll show you why I'm choosing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into a Fender Deluxe amplifier. And the reason why I've chosen the Fender Deluxe is really simple. There's a lot of Fender schematics on Google that you can find. But the reason why I'm choosing this one is it uses the 5Y3, which I already have. It uses the 6V6 GT, 2 of them, which I already have. And then it uses a 6SC7 × 2. So all I need to do is replace those tubes with the new ones. And you'll see that they all use 6.3 volt filaments. Now the one thing that I don't know for sure is the output transformer. The output transformer that's on that chassis currently, I don't know what the rating is for, so I'll probably end up having to buy a new one of those. But really what I could do with this thing is I could simply rip this out, just like this, take what's there, leave my filament wires connected, and then really just do point-to-point wiring to get what I have here on the schematic, right? This should be a really simple project, actually, and I think this is one that's gratifying. Now, someone gave me this amplifier here, and they said, "Hey, Ron, I got this thing. You want it? You know, I know you play with amps. That's fine." What I'm going to do with it once I get it done is I'm going to put it in a cabinet and give it back to the person as a gift, and they don't know that yet. But I'll give it back to them as a guitar amplifier, and the person that gave it to me is a guitar player, so that would probably go over really well. So that's going to be the project. I think I need to do a few things here. So I need to do an inventory, figure out what components I need. Again, I know for sure I'm going to need the output transformer, which is right here. I'm definitely going to need that. I don't know the one that's on there, what value it is, and quite honestly, I don't care. It's going to be different. And this is going to be an 8 ohm speaker coming out of here. So I need to have an output transformer that's 8 ohms. I have no idea what the ohmage is on the current transformer. I think it's probably 16 ohms, which was common back then. And I'm going to handle it that way. I'm also going to put some, let's go back to the chassis for a second. So you'll see the input, the only input that I have on this thing right now is right here. Okay? So what I'm probably going to end up doing is drilling a hole through here and putting the inputs somewhere here. I don't exactly know where yet. And also from a speaker output perspective, I'm not going to use this speaker jack right here. I'm going to put a traditional 1/4 inch speaker jack there. But you'll see that this chassis is in really good shape. I've actually cleaned up just a little area of it here, and you can see where it's a little more shiny than the rest of it. You can actually see the camera there. Over here it gets really dull. So that's the plan. That's my project. I'm going to go really slow on this until I'm ready to start disassembling and assembling. I don't perceive that this will be a really long series. It's a pretty simple project, but I'll show you how I'm doing and where I go with it. And you know, if you're interested, let me know. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to learn along with you on this one. Just again, another challenge for me. That's what I love, is a challenge. So for now, that's it for the time being. I'm going to need to think what to call it. We're not going to call it a night amp, right? So I'll have to worry about that later. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will get back to you shortly once I get my game plan and figure out how I'm going to route things and how I'm going to wire it underneath. Some of the old amps used breadboards, some Fender breadboards. Actually, let me show you what one of those look like, and we can see what I'm going to do next. So this is the wiring diagram for the 5C3, and you'll see this board right here. See this rectangle? Well, this is a pre-made board that Fender would ship out with their amps, and it's really just a board that has points on it. You just solder components across the points. Now, looking at the bottom of my chassis, I may not be able to do that because you'll see in the center of the chassis it's quite busy, right, with the two 6SN7s and the 6V6s, and I've got the output transformer in the center, and there's a transformer there, but that board would need to go somewhere in this spot. But once I rip everything out, I may be able to pull that off and see if I can get one of these boards that have bayonets on them, and you just simply point-to-point wire. So that's part of the research I got to do. So anyway, wanted to show you that. That's going to be it for now, and I will come back to you when I have an update. So everybody, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. This is Ron.